Good morning everyone. I am not even ready for the day because there has been a hiccup, and before I even got ready for the day completely, we had a bit of a drama. We had a disaster. Oh my goodness. My dog just demolished the cage that the foster kitten was in. So I've had to remedy that, and everything else has been put on hold until everyone is safe. So I'm going to show you all that's going on right now.
You don't want to play with Hazel. No, you're such a brave kitty.
I've had to stitch this up. I've had to stitch up a hole in the top because the kitten will get out of that one. I've had to stitch up this one because it's big enough for the kitten to get out of. I'm hoping the kitten won't get out of this one. If I notice that she's trying to poke her head through it and maybe pushing it wider, it's quite strong. I mean, that's taken Hazel's teeth to rip a hole in that. She's really had to yank it, but I don't think the kitten will break out of that easily. So it's just this last one. It's just a big enough hole that she would definitely fit through. The reason I am putting this over is because this has been ripped so much I can't stretch it any further closer to this. So there's just this giant gap. I've come down as much as I can, but I'm scared if I make it too tight, it's just going to ping open. So I'm just using this, and I'm going to sew this along here. It's very, very rough. It's very primitive, but it'll just have to do. It's about keeping the kitten safe, that's all. And I'm sitting here thinking, why do I end up in these predicaments? Why do I end up doing these random tasks when I should be doing other things? Like right now I have got a study load that is bearing down on me. I'm just pleased that the kitten wasn't hurt in the process, because that would make my job even bigger. I would have vet trips and things like that. Can you hear her whining in the background? I can't even hear her. She's so naughty. She would destroy this pen and injure the kitten to get to a few crumbs of cat biscuits, sorry. Anyway, I'm just sitting here thinking, why do I end up with these extra things going on in my life that distract me from the bigger things? And I've always had the idea that I have a small capacity. I'm always praying for God to give me a larger capacity, that I can cope with things better, or that I'm able to handle the load that I've got, and that possibly one day I can do more. But what I'm sitting here realizing is that only people with large capacity take on all these extra things, like fostering kittens or extra study or trying to create videos while I should be doing a full workload and raising my family. It's not that I have a small capacity, it's that I have a big capacity, but I haven't quite learned where the limit is. Listen to her, she's so naughty. Don't be fooled. She is havoc on a stick. Oh. So I was just thinking about the fact that I haven't quite learned when my bucket is full. Like when a bucket is full of water and you kick it, stuff starts to splosh out. So you just want it enough that it's not so full. So you want it that if you kick something, like if something goes wrong, nothing's going to splish out and make a mess. And often it's tears, tiredness, or irritability, or very basic chores like cooking the dinner or folding washing just become a monumentous task. It becomes just too much, and it shouldn't be too much. Those are the things that I should be spending my energy on. But it's because I haven't learnt my limits. And I don't know whether it's an energy limit that I need to set or if it's a time limit, because I can jam a lot into my time. But my energy doesn't always equal the amount of time I've got, because it depends on task. So I'm just sitting here thinking about what my capacity is and having the realization that I don't have a small capacity. I have a big capacity. I just haven't worked out what my limits are. You know, it's all the things that we add on that we don't factor in as a stressor, but we think, oh, she'll be right. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. It's not that hard. Anyway, if you today have found that you have a capacity for a lot and you're not quite sure about what your limits are, then you're in the same boat as me. Sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes it's not a case of you're going to get it right all the time. You're going to get it wrong and just keep trying. Sit. Oh, you are sitting. You're naughty. Are you going to hurt the kitten anymore? Come. Sit. I said sit. You know you did wrong. Hello. Yes, Hazel wants to come and play. So just as I was finishing up the sewing, I was thinking, what can I do to stop myself from getting into these situations again? What might someone do? And there are 3 things that I would do. If I had the choice, I would do these. One is sleep on the decision. If someone asks me for something, say the kids want to have a sleepover, say James mentions he wants to go skiing for the weekend, whatever it is, someone asks something of me, I need to sleep on it and just give it 24, 48 hours preferably, 48 hours. Longer if you have it. I think when James and I finally paid off all our little credit card debt, we decided that every financial decision we made had to have a waiting period of 72 hours. And that's proved well for us. And so I'm thinking the same with bigger commitments. Just had to shush her up from barking. And the second one is talk to James. Really get his honest opinion. Because often if I say yes quickly, it's because I know he'll mind. He probably would have said no to the foster kitten. I just know he would have. And the third thing that I would do is ask someone who doesn't have the same issue as you with saying no. Because there are tons of people out there, and I admire them, the people that just say no. Or why would I do that? I'm studying. No. And so I need to talk to those people and to see what their reaction is. Just throw it out to them and say, hey, I'm thinking of getting a foster kitten, and see whether their eyes go bug-eyed or not. Or see if they go, are you sure that's wise? I have got friends like that. They just live at that quieter pace. Kind of, like they're busy, but they just manage it better. Maybe I can do one-off kitten fostering, like, maybe for a few days.
She's okay. She's okay. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, you are. You're a good girl. We love you. Sorry about Hazel, honey. Hey, Purr.